Hello, my name is Rob Barton. I am from the Barton Music School. You can find us on the internet at learnshops.com. We are an internet-based school that provides webcam lessons for students so that students can study over the webcam and be able to study with experienced instructors who may be living far, far away. You can't find an instructor in your area, you can't find someone in your area who teaches what you want to learn. You can go to learnshops.com and we will find you an instructor or hook you up with one of our existing instructors. Today I'd like to do a YouTube lesson, something I cover generally with guitarists in their very first lesson, whether it's acoustic or electric. I like for you to finish that lesson and be able to play a song instead of just being able to name a few parts on your guitar. So rather than naming the parts on the guitar and all of that for the first lesson, I'm going to teach you to play a song, and I bet in less than 10 minutes you're going to be able to play a song. Now, let's start off a little bit with a couple of things. Let's hold the pick. Just pinch it between your finger and your thumb, forefinger and your thumb, just like this. Let the pick point at the strings, kind of like an arrowhead, just points at the strings. It's that point that you're going to be using. Probably want to hold it a little close to the point, kind of like a pencil, and use it like it feels like a pencil. Take your left hand, lay it flat like this in front of you, point your thumb up, point your fingers up. Now all you're going to do is take your fingers, just take your index finger actually, and tap your thumb just like that. That's the motion we're going to use to hold these strings down. So once you do that, take the hand, put the thumb on the back of the neck. Don't need to hold it in the palm if you have a strap. If you don't, rest it on your leg, either here or here. I like it here because my first guitar was classical guitar, so I'm just used to that position. But I let it hang on a strap, and I let the strap carry all the weight, and that's what I recommend my students do. Now, you have your thumb behind the neck here. We're going to go back over here to the right hand. You have the pick pointed at the string, so we're going to start with that skinny string. We're going to count our way up. 1, 2, 3. We're only going to use 3 strings today. Let your pick rest on top of that string, and all I want you to do is push the pick downward gently, like you're brushing the strings with a feather in one motion. Just like that. Okay? That's called a strum. We're going to do 4 of those in a row. I'm going to count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. Okay, that's the motion we're going to use with our right hand today. That's our strumming motion. That chord, by the way, those 3 notes played together, technically that's called an E minor. Not one of the 2 chords we're going to use for this song, but I guess today you're technically learning 3 chords. But it is a chord that you will be using eventually. Now, we are going to go back over to the left hand. Again, the thumb is behind the neck. That's the neck. And there are, as you see, these little metal strips going across the neck. Those are called frets. We're going to take that same motion that we did here, and we are going to tap on the strings that way. Let's just tap on string 1 that way. Okay, let's tap on string 2 that way. Now we're going to tap on string 3. Very good. Now basically what you're going to do is you're going to put your finger on string 1. Just behind the fret. If you look, you'll see the metal strip is on the guitar side of my finger, so I'm behind the fret, and I'm going to press that string down to the fret, and the string are touching. Now, then I'm going to go back to the right hand, and I'm going to do those strums. I'm going to do 4 of them. Let me count us in, and we play them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. That chord is called a G7. It's a 3-string G7, and yes, there are larger G7s, other what we would call voicings for them, but that's the simplest one to do and the one you're going to learn today, or actually the one you just did learn. Now we're going to take that finger and we're going to move it over to string 2. We're going to do the same thing. Try only to touch string 2. Press that string down just behind the first fret. You're going to strum the same 3 strings, okay? I'm going to count us in. We're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now that is a 3-string C chord. Now we have 2 chords that we're going to use in this song, and it's the G7 and the C, and all we do is we play the G7 4 times, we switch to the C, play that 4 times, we switch back to the G7, play that 4 times. Every time we're playing it, that's considered a beat. We're playing 4 beats. Every measure has 4 beats, so when we get to 4, we start counting again at 1, and we switch the chord. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice that a few times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's stop. Very good. That's how the song is played. That's what you're going to play with the song. So we start with G7, we play 4, we switch to C, we play 4, go back to G7, we play 4, back and forth, just like that. Now, if you feel like you're lost, if your guitar doesn't seem to be matching mine on the changes, or when you're playing a chord it doesn't sound the same, it means you're on the other chord. Use your ears, listen. If the chords aren't cooperating, by all means, be ready to switch. Actually, instead of trying to change to get where I am, which always will leave you behind, just stay where you are. And when the measure changes, start playing again and you'll be on the right chord. That's the easiest way to get with a band whenever the rhythm gets away from you, is actually wait till they catch you and then start back in with them, rather than always trying to follow them around. So now, when we play this song, I of course play larger versions of the chords, versions that my students learn later. So I'm going to play a bigger G7, and you're going to play the regular G7. So your finger is in the first fret, and you can see that my finger is in the first fret. If you feel lost and you can see my finger, follow it. And we're just going to do that one now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now you can hear the chord I was playing was much larger, but it's the same chord. Now we're going to do a larger version of the C that I'm going to do. You're going to play the C that you already know, which is your finger behind the first fret on the second string. You're playing 3 strings. I am, however, playing 5 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the C. You want to have the sound between your chord and my chord cooperating. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and I'm going to play those changes with my chords. You're going to play those changes with your chords. And I'm also going to switch into a more complex strumming pattern, which still has 4 beats. I'm just going to do some extra things. What I would like for you to do is still keep playing those 4 beats and switch. And I'm going to keep counting for you. Okay? And that's basically the way that song is going to be played. So we have G7. Your finger is there, behind the first fret on string 1. I'm doing the bigger version. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we stop. That's basically the way we play the song that I teach the students in their first lesson, and you've just learned that song. It's a 2-chord version of a classic rock song called Feelin' Alright. You've probably heard recordings of it. If you ever listen to a classic rock station, you'll hear the song, you'll hear several people do it. This is a 2-chord version. I'm not going to play the song here on this video. I make a separate video so that my students, when they're at home, not in a lesson, because I teach webcam lessons, but I also teach live lessons. If they're not in a lesson, they can still practice that song by pulling the video up. It's just a practice video, and they play along with it, and I play and sing. So, again, you have a G7 chord, you have a C chord, you now have 2 chords. They're being played with only 1 finger. Now, I start off with 1-finger chords, then I move to 2-finger chords, move to 3-finger chords, then I move to 4-finger chords, and then I move to chords that are even more complicated than that. But it allows the student to move progressively and to learn a song on the first day. Again, my name is Rob Barton. I'm from the Barton Music School. You can find us at LearnChops.com. And if you want to try a webcam lesson, you go there. You'll see my contact information. You get in touch with us. We sign you up for a free trial lesson, and you just take a trial lesson and see what you think. Okay? Welcome to now knowing at least 2 chords on the guitar. Have fun with those. Go and practice them with a song Feelin' Alright. Talk to you later. Bye.